Every Montana travel guide throws the same word at you: big, big sky, big mountains, big wilderness, until the whole state blurs into one giant postcard you have no clue how to actually plan. So I ranked the 10 best outdoor activities in Montana by what kind of trip you are really booking, not how good the drone shot looks. Quick one before we start. Montana's most famous park had about 150 of something back in 1850. Today, only around 25 are left, and scientists think some could be gone within our lifetime. Guess what they are and drop it in the comments. The answer is waiting at number 1. Starting off our list at number 10 is soaking at Chico Hot Springs. It claims this spot as the rare Montana adventure that asks nothing of you except that you get in the water, making it the easy pick for travelers who want a trip that lowers their pulse instead of spiking it. Chico opened in 1900 as a bathhouse for gold miners in Paradise Valley, and more than a century later, the 2 open-air mineral pools sit in the exact same spot, now on the National Register of Historic Places. The soaking pool runs near 104 degrees, the swimming pool closer to 96. It sits about 30 miles from Yellowstone's North Gate, so most people book a soak on either end of a park day. Stay in a cabin on site or just buy a day pass for the water. The dining room here has a cult following, so reserve dinner when you book. Livingston is the nearest real town if Chico is full. Moving up to number 9 is horseback riding through ranch country, and it stands out for handing you the version of Montana that existed long before tourism did. Cattle and cowboys built this state, and the fastest way to feel that is from the saddle. A 2-hour guided ride like the Blue Flower Trail ride in Paradise Valley follows the Absaroka Mountains while you scan for elk and golden eagles, and it holds 4.8 stars across 70 traveler reviews at about $179 a person. Other ranch rides start near $135, and multi-day dude ranches bundle riding, meals, and lodging into one stay. The window runs roughly June through September, before the high trails freeze over. Wear real boots with a heel, not sneakers, and be honest with your guide about your experience level. Coming in at number 8 is fly fishing a Blue Ribbon River, earning its place on water that anglers plan entire vacations around. The Madison, the Gallatin, and the Missouri are world-famous trout streams, and the Gallatin is where they filmed the river scenes, and a river runs through it. A guided full-day float in southwest Montana runs around $550 for the whole boat. Gear and instruction included, which splits nicely 2 ways. Base yourself in Bozeman, Livingston, or Ennis for the easiest river access. Go June through September, and if you time the salmon fly hatch in late June, the fishing turns unreal. One thing first-timers always forget: non-residents need a Montana fishing license bought before you launch, not on the water. Landing at number 7 is whitewater rafting, and it earns the spot by running those same rivers at a completely different heart rate. The Gallatin, near Big Sky, throws class 3 rapids through a canyon locals call the Mad Mile, while the Middle Fork of the Flathead runs right along the edge of Glacier National Park. That Middle Fork half-day trip is the most reviewed outdoor experience on this entire list, holding 4.9 stars across more than 1,800 traveler reviews, and it starts around $86 with beginners welcome. Water is biggest in June during snowmelt, then softens into family floats by late summer. Traveling with small kids? Ask for a Scenic float instead of the rapids. Cold water is the real danger, so wear what the outfitter hands you. Sitting at number 6 is a wildlife safari through Lamar Valley, and it takes this spot for being the best place in the country to watch big predators and prey share one open landscape. People call it America's Serengeti, and 5 minutes in, you stop wondering why. The valley sits in Yellowstone's northeast corner, reached through Montana's gateway towns of Gardiner and Cooke City. Wolves, reintroduced here in 1995, work the tree lines at dawn and dusk. Bison cross the road on their own schedule. Grizzlies turn up on the hillsides often enough that every pulled over car with a scope is worth a look. A guided tour with scopes and binoculars runs about $250 and holds a perfect 5.0 rating across more than 100 reviews. Go at first light and keep 100 yards between you and any bear or wolf. Quick gut check before the top 3. Would you rather spend your Montana week down in the valleys watching wildlife, or up on the peaks with a pack on your back? Let me know below. Cracking the top 5 is driving the Beartooth Highway, a road that earns its ranking on reputation alone. Broadcaster Charles Kuralt called it the most beautiful drive in America, and he did not hedge. US Highway 212 climbs from Red Lodge to Cooke City across about 68 miles of switchbacks, topping out at Beartooth Pass at 10,947 feet, the highest paved road in the Northern Rockies. You go from pine forest to raw alpine tundra in a few miles, past glacial lakes and 20 peaks peaks over 12,000 feet, with mountain goats and marmots up top. It is seasonal, usually open late May into October, and a snow squall can close it even in July, so check conditions before you commit. Red Lodge on the north end is the classic base camp, plan about 3 hours with stops. Breaking into number 4 is exploring Yellowstone through Montana's gateways, and it ranks here because most people never realize the park is partly Montana's to begin with. 3 of its 5 entrances sit in this state: West Yellowstone, Gardiner, and Cooke City. Drive in through Gardiner and you pass under the Roosevelt Arch, dedicated in 1903 and carved with the words, "For the benefit and enjoyment of the people." Inside waits the headliner. Old Faithful erupts roughly every 90 minutes, firing boiling water as high as 184 feet, with the next window posted at the visitor center. Do not skip Grand Prismatic Spring, the giant rainbow-colored pool a short drive north. A full-day guided tour runs about $269 and holds 4.9 stars across more than 500 reviews, or take the self-guided audio tour near $20 and set your own pace. Book gateway lodging early because summer fills months out. Taking the number 3 spot is hiking the trails of Glacier National Park, earning it by handing you over 700 miles of trail and the only real way to feel this place from the inside. The Highline Trail runs along a ledge cut into the garden wall with the whole valley dropping away beside you. The Grinnell Glacier hike walks you straight up to a real glacier and a lake the color of antifreeze. Short on time or hiking with kids. Avalanche Lake is an easy forest walk to a wall of waterfalls, and Hidden Lake starts right at Logan Pass. A guided nature walk runs about $70 and holds 4.9 stars if you would rather have someone read the landscape for you. Most high trails do not clear of snow until July. This is serious grizzly country, so carry bear spray, make noise, and never hike with earbuds in. Just missing the top spot at number 2 is driving the Going to the Sun Road, the one stretch of pavement people build an entire Montana trip around. It runs 50 miles clear across Glacier, climbing to Logan Pass at 6,646 feet, the highest point on the road, where it crosses the Continental Divide. Crews spend weeks each spring clearing a snowbank near the top called the Big Drift that stacks up to 80 feet deep, which is why the full road usually opens late June or early July and closes by mid-October. Here's the 2026 update that matters. There are no vehicle reservations this year, but Logan Pass parking is capped at 3 hours starting July 1st with a new shuttle for hikers. Entrance is $35 per vehicle for a week. Sleep at Lake McDonald Lodge inside the park or in West Glacier or Whitefish just outside. Go early because the lots fill fast. Taking the number 1 spot on our list is Glacier National Park itself. If you want the ultimate Montana outdoor experience, this is where all of it comes together across more than 1 million acres. Paddle Lake McDonald at sunset, where clear kayak rentals run about $165 and hold a perfect 5.0 rating. Ride a historic red bus tour with the roof rolled back. Catch a boat cruise across Swift Current Lake in the Many Glacier Valley. The corner locals quietly rank above everything else in the park. Backpack into the high country, camp under some of the darkest skies in the lower 48, and watch mountain goats and bighorn sheep work the cliffs while grizzlies graze the huckleberry slopes below. Now let's answer the opening question. That 150 referred to Glacier's glaciers. The park had about 150 glaciers in 1850, but today only about 25 remain, and scientists warned some could disappear within decades, with a few projections pointing to 2030. That is the real reason to move this trip to the top of your bucket list. You are not just visiting one of America's most spectacular outdoor destinations, you are experiencing a landscape that is quietly disappearing before our eyes. If you enjoyed this video, you'll love this next one.